Power is not something only leaders, politicians, or the wealthy deal with. Power exists in every conversation, every workplace, every relationship, and every silent moment where influence is exchanged. Most people don't lose because they are weak. They lose because they are unaware. They speak when silence would protect them. They trust when observation would save them. They react emotionally while others move strategically. And slowly, without realizing it, they give away control. This audiobook is not about domination. It is about awareness. It is about understanding human nature, perception, and influence, so you stop being played by rules you never agreed to. As you listen, you may feel uncomfortable at times. That discomfort is clarity replacing illusion. If you are ready to see the world more clearly, to protect your energy, your reputation, and your position in life, then stay with me. Before we begin, take a moment to support Audio Vibes. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who values growth and awareness. Now, let us begin the journey into the 48 laws of power. Power is often misunderstood. Some people believe power is loud, that it belongs to those who speak the most, demand the most, or control others openly. In reality, real power is quiet. It is subtle, and most of all, it is rooted in understanding human nature. Whether you realize it or not, you are already part of power dynamics. At work, in friendships, within families, and even in the way you present yourself to the world. Ignoring these dynamics does not make you virtuous, it makes you vulnerable. The 48 laws of power is not a guide to manipulation or cruelty. It is a mirror. It shows how people think, how influence moves, and why certain individuals rise while others remain overlooked or exploited. This audiobook is designed to help you become aware, not aggressive, strategic, not cold, grounded, not paranoid. As you listen, you will learn how perception shapes reality, why emotional reactions often cost respect, and how patience, restraint, and timing create authority without force. You are not here to use power against others. You are here to understand it, so you can protect yourself, move wisely, and choose your actions consciously. Listen slowly, reflect deeply, and remember, awareness is the greatest form of power. Let us begin. Chapter 1: Understanding Power and Human Nature. Power is not something you choose to enter. You are born into it. From the moment you interact with another human being, power dynamics are present. Who speaks first? Who listens? Who reacts emotionally? Who remains calm? These small details silently decide who influences whom. Most people believe power is external: money, position, authority. But real power begins internally, with understanding human nature. Without that understanding, even intelligent and capable people lose ground without knowing why. This chapter is about awareness, not control, not manipulation, awareness. I have divided this chapter into 3 parts. Part 1: Power exists whether you acknowledge it or not. Many people believe that avoiding power games makes them moral. In reality, it makes them exposed. Power does not disappear because you ignore it, it simply moves around you. Every environment has an invisible hierarchy. In meetings, one person's words carry more weight. In conversations, one person leads while another follows. These roles are not officially assigned, they are assumed through behavior. Those who understand power do not announce it. They observe, they adapt, They choose their moments carefully. When you remain unaware, you often reveal too much. You explain yourself unnecessarily. You react emotionally. You give away leverage through words and behavior. Awareness alone begins to change this. Power starts the moment you stop being naive about how people operate. Part 2. Human nature is driven by fear, desire, and perception. To understand power, you must first understand people. Human beings are not driven by logic as much as they believe. They are driven by fear. Fear of loss, fear of embarrassment, fear of being insignificant. They are driven by desire for recognition, validation, security, and control. And above all, they are driven by perception, how they are seen and how they see others. Let me tell you a story. There was a man who worked hard, spoke honestly, and believed effort alone would earn respect. He shared ideas openly, trusted quickly, and reacted emotionally when challenged. Slowly, others took credit for his work. His voice carried less weight. His presence was overlooked. Not because he lacked skill, but because he misunderstood human nature. When he began observing instead of reacting, listening instead of explaining, his position changed. People treated him differently, not because he demanded it, but because he understood perception. People respond to how you make them feel, not what you intend. Understanding this is not cynical, it is realistic. Part 3. Awareness is the first form of power. True power begins with restraint. When you understand how emotions influence behavior, you stop reacting impulsively. When you understand perception, you become intentional with words and actions. Awareness allows you to pause, to observe before responding, to choose silence when speech would weaken you. Here is a simple practice. The next time you feel the urge to explain yourself, pause. Ask yourself whether silence would serve you better. Not every truth needs to be spoken. Not every emotion needs expression. Power often lives in what is withheld. This does not mean becoming cold or deceptive. It means becoming conscious. When you see the game, you are no longer a pawn. You are not trying to control others. You are simply no longer controlled by ignorance. This chapter lays the foundation for everything that follows. Because before influence, before strategy, before protection, there must be awareness. In the next chapter, we will explore how perception shapes power and why controlling your image matters more than forcing your will. Chapter 2. Control your image and how others perceive you. Power is rarely taken by force. It is granted through perception. People do not respond to who you truly are. They respond to who they believe you are. And that belief is shaped quietly through your words, your silence, your presence, and your restraint. This chapter is about understanding perception, not fabricating an identity. It is about learning how reputation is formed, how it can protect you, and how careless behavior can quietly weaken your position without you realizing it. I have divided this chapter into 4 parts. Part 1. Reputation is built before you speak. Your reputation enters the room before you do. Long before people know your intentions, they form opinions based on fragments, past behavior, tone, body language, and how others speak about you. Once a reputation is formed, people filter everything you do through it. A calm person is seen as confident. A reactive person is seen as unstable. A reserved person is perceived as thoughtful. A talkative person is often underestimated. Let me tell you a story. There was a woman who rarely spoke in meetings.
When she did, she chose her words carefully. Others often spoke over each other, explaining too much, filling silence with noise. Over time, when she finally spoke, the room listened. Not because she demanded attention, but because restraint created value. Reputation is not built by volume, it is built by consistency. Part 2. Mystery creates influence. People fear what they cannot predict and respect what they cannot easily read. When everything about you is visible, you become easy to categorize. Once categorized, influence decreases. Mystery does not mean secrecy or deception. It means emotional discipline. It means not revealing every thought, plan, or reaction. Oversharing weakens power because it gives others unnecessary information. Silence, on the other hand, allows you to observe. It creates space. It keeps your intentions protected. Here is a small practice. In your next conversation, resist the urge to fill every pause. Allow silence to exist. Notice how others reveal more when you reveal less. Influence often comes from listening, not speaking.
Part 3. Control emotional expression. Nothing damages perception faster than uncontrolled emotion. Anger, defensiveness, desperation. These signals are read instantly. They suggest instability and loss of control. Powerful individuals feel emotion deeply, but express it selectively. They understand that reactions shape reputation more than intentions. Let me tell you another story. A man once lost an opportunity not because of lack of skill, but because of visible frustration. Others saw the reaction as weakness. Later, he learned to pause, breathe, and respond instead of react. That single change altered how people treated him. Emotional restraint is not suppression, it is mastery. Part 4. Be seen as valuable, not available. Availability reduces value. When you are always accessible, always agreeable, always explaining yourself, people begin to take your presence for granted. Power grows when your time, energy, and words are respected. This respect is built by boundaries, not demands. Here's a gentle habit. Limit unnecessary engagement. Respond with intention, not urgency. Choose when to participate and when to observe. Over time, others begin to value your presence more. Perception shapes opportunity. Reputation shapes influence. Restraint protects both. Chapter 3. Emotional Control and Strategic Thinking. Power is lost more often through emotion than through mistakes. A single reaction can undo years of effort. A single moment of impulsiveness can change how you are perceived forever. This chapter is about learning to pause, not to become cold or detached, but to gain clarity. Emotional control is not the absence of feeling. It is the ability to feel deeply without letting emotion decide your actions. I have divided this chapter into 4 parts. Part 1. Why emotions make you predictable. When emotions take control, behavior becomes easy to read. Anger leads to confrontation, fear leads to withdrawal, excitement leads to overcommitment. Others begin to anticipate your reactions, and once they can predict you, influence over you increases. Power weakens when reactions become habits. Strategic individuals understand this. They create space between feeling and action. That space allows choice. Without it, emotion becomes the decision maker. The strongest position is not emotional absence, but emotional awareness. Part 2. The cost of reacting in the moment. Let me tell you a story. There was a man known for his intelligence and capability. In calm situations, he was respected, but when challenged publicly, his composure shifted. His voice tightened, his posture changed. He defended himself immediately. At first, people admired his passion. Over time, they learned something more valuable. They learned how to provoke him. Subtle comments, delayed responses, quiet challenges. Each time he reacted. Eventually, opportunities passed him by, not because he lacked skill, but because decision-makers saw instability. They trusted others with responsibility, people who stayed calm under pressure. Years later, he reflected on one realization. It wasn't my anger that hurt me, it was my predictability. From that moment, he learned to pause, to breathe, to respond later instead of immediately. Slowly, his presence changed. So did how people treated him. Part 3. The power of the pause. Strategic thinking begins with delay. When emotion rises, the instinct is to act quickly, to correct, defend, explain. But power grows when you slow down. A pause does 3 things. It protects your reputation. It gives you time to observe others, and it allows emotion to settle. Here is a simple practice. When something triggers you, do nothing for 10 seconds. Breathe slowly. Feel the emotion without naming it. Then ask yourself what response serves you best in the long term. Often, the most powerful response is restraint. Silence is not weakness. It is information control. Part 4. Thinking long-term instead of emotionally. Emotion thinks in the moment. Strategy thinks in outcomes. The difference between the two shapes destiny. Strategic thinkers ask different questions. Not how do I feel right now, but what does this lead to? They understand that winning the moment can cost the future. They sacrifice immediate satisfaction for long-term positioning. This does not mean suppressing yourself. It means directing yourself. When emotional control becomes a habit, clarity replaces chaos, decisions improve, respect increases, and influence grows quietly. Chapter 4. Influence without force. The strongest form of power is invisible. It does not demand. It does not threaten. It does not announce itself. Force creates resistance. Influence creates cooperation. Most people believe power comes from pushing harder, speaking louder, or asserting dominance. In reality, those behaviors often reveal insecurity. True influence works beneath the surface, guiding outcomes without confrontation. This chapter is about learning how to move people without pressure, and how subtlety consistently outperforms aggression. I have divided this chapter into 4 parts. Part 1. Why force always creates resistance. The moment you try to force someone, you trigger their defenses. Even if they comply outwardly, resistance grows inwardly. Forced agreement never lasts. Human beings need to feel in control. When they feel dominated, they push back, silently or openly. Influence works differently. It allows people to believe they are choosing freely. Power grows when others want to align with you. This is why subtle leaders last longer than aggressive ones. Part 2. Make others feel powerful. One of the most effective ways to gain influence is to elevate others. When people feel respected, heard, and valued, they naturally gravitate toward you. Let me tell you a story. There was a leader who rarely gave direct orders. Instead, he asked thoughtful questions. He listened carefully. When others spoke, he acknowledged their ideas publicly.
Over time, people began defending his vision, not because they were told to, but because they felt ownership. They felt powerful around him. Influence grows when people associate you with dignity and respect. When others feel important, your influence increases without effort.
Part 3. Guide instead of command. Commands invite resistance. Guidance invites cooperation. Strategic individuals frame suggestions instead of demands. They allow others to arrive at conclusions themselves. This approach creates loyalty instead of obedience. Here is a simple habit. When you want something done, present it as an option with benefits rather than an order. Let the other person connect the outcome to their own interest. Influence is strongest when people feel they chose it. Subtle guidance lasts longer than force. Part 4. Know when to step back. Influence does not require constant presence. Sometimes stepping back increases power. Absence creates space. Space creates value. When you are always available, influence weakens. When your presence feels intentional, it becomes meaningful. Here is another story. A person once tried to control every detail. They were everywhere, involved in everything. Eventually, people stopped listening. When they learned to step back, to observe and intervene only when necessary, respect returned. Power grows when your presence is felt, not forced.
Chapter 5. Power through discipline, patience, and timing. Power is not built in moments of action alone. It is built in moments of restraint. Many people fail not because they act incorrectly, but because they act too soon, too often, or without clarity. This chapter is about understanding that patience is not passivity, and discipline is not restriction. Together, they create authority. I have divided this chapter into 4 parts. Part 1. Discipline creates inner authority. Discipline is the ability to govern yourself before attempting to influence others. Without self-discipline, power collapses under pressure. When you act impulsively, people sense inconsistency. When you act with discipline, people sense stability. Stability creates trust. Trust creates influence. Discipline shows in small things: punctuality, consistency, emotional restraint. Over time, these behaviors form an image of reliability. Power begins with control over self. Part 2. The strength of patience. Patience allows you to see what others miss. When everyone rushes, the patient observer gains advantage. They notice patterns, motivations, and shifts in behavior. Let me tell you a story. There was someone who watched quietly while others competed loudly. They did not rush to speak or claim space. Instead, they waited. When opportunity appeared, they were prepared. Others saw luck. In reality, it was patience. Waiting is not wasting time. It is gathering information.
Part 3. Timing is everything. Even the right action can fail if done at the wrong time. Timing determines whether power is accepted or rejected. Strategic thinkers wait for moments when resistance is low and openness is high. They understand when to advance and when to pause. Here is a simple reflection. Before acting, ask yourself not only what to do, but when to do it. Timing turns ordinary actions into powerful ones. Part 4. Restraint builds long-term influence. The most powerful individuals are not constantly visible. They act when it matters and remain quiet when it doesn't. This selective engagement preserves authority. Restraint prevents burnout. It prevents mistakes. It preserves reputation. When people know you act with intention, they pay attention. In the final chapter, we will explore how to protect yourself from manipulation and how awareness keeps you from becoming a pawn in someone else's game. Chapter 6: Protecting yourself from manipulation and power games. Power is not only about influence, it is also about protection. In every environment where people interact, manipulation exists. Sometimes it is obvious, often it is subtle. Those who understand power are not paranoid, they are aware. They do not assume bad intentions, but they are prepared for them. This final chapter is about staying grounded, alert, and self-directed, so you are not pulled into games that drain your energy, distort your judgment, or weaken your position. I have divided this chapter into 4 parts. Part 1: Recognizing manipulation early. Manipulation rarely announces itself. It begins with small signals: guilt, pressure, flattery, urgency, or confusion. The goal is often the same: to bypass your clarity and rush you into a decision. When something feels emotionally charged without clear reason, pause. Manipulation often creates emotional noise to prevent rational thought. Let me tell you a story. There was a person who constantly felt rushed by others. Requests came with urgency. Decisions were framed as now or never. At first, they complied, afraid of missing out. Over time, they realized something important. The urgency wasn't real. The pressure was strategic. Once they began slowing down responses, asking questions, and taking time, the manipulation stopped. Awareness removed its power. Part 2: Emotional detachment as protection. Emotional attachment makes you vulnerable. When approval, validation, or fear of rejection controls your behavior, others can influence you easily. Detachment does not mean indifference. It means staying grounded in your values rather than in emotional reactions. When you are emotionally stable, manipulation has little effect. Here is a simple habit. Before agreeing to anything, take a moment to check your emotional state. Are you acting out of fear, guilt, or pressure? If so, pause. Clarity returns when emotion settles. Power protects itself through calmness. Part 3: Setting boundaries without conflict. Boundaries are not walls, they are filters. You do not need to explain every boundary. Over-explaining weakens authority. Clear, calm refusal is often enough. Let me tell you another story. Someone once believed saying no would damage relationships, so they said yes too often. Resentment built, respect faded. Eventually, they learned to decline politely but firmly. Something surprising happened. People respected them more. Boundaries do not push people away. They define how close others can come. Part 4: Awareness is the ultimate defense. The strongest protection against manipulation is self-awareness. When you understand your triggers, insecurities, and desires, they can no longer be used against you. Power games lose strength when you stop reacting emotionally. You observe, you assess, you choose. You do not need to outplay others. You only need to avoid being played. This is where power becomes peaceful, not aggressive, not exhausting. You move through life with clarity, confidence, and restraint. And with that,
this journey into the 48 laws of power comes to a close.
As this audiobook comes to an end, take a moment to reflect. Power is not about controlling others. It is about controlling yourself, your emotions, your reactions, your awareness. Once you understand how influence moves, how perception shapes reality, and how human nature operates, you no longer move through life blindly. You become intentional. You choose when to speak, when to act, and when to remain silent. Remember, the goal was never manipulation. The goal was clarity, protection, wisdom. Use what you have learned to move calmly, to think strategically, and to protect your energy and reputation. Let awareness guide your actions, not fear or impulse. If this audiobook brought value to your life, support Audio Vibes by liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and sharing it with someone who could benefit from this perspective. Power grows quietly through patience, discipline, and self-awareness. We will see you in the next audiobook from Audio Vibes.